watched 4 anime-related things, I think. Nothing else came to mind, and the truth of the matter is I lost plenty of time watching all of Season 4 of Breaking Bad and playing Super Paper Mario. I was 3 boss battles away from the end of the game, so I needed to go back and finish that. And I finally fired up Skyward Sword again. We'll hopefully finish that. But I guess we're going to talk about these in reverse order, since I'm more likely going to have a lot of things to say about the 2 things I watched that I've not seen before. Now, as for what I've seen before, I watched most of Hellsing, enough of what I would consider to be the important parts of it. I consider those the important parts because at a certain point I'm pretty sure the first Hellsing series diverged from the original source material. Something about it feels a bit off. Not bad, but not as awesome as what the rest of it was. I think maybe that makes Hellsing very similar to Fullmetal Alchemist, in that Hellsing Ultimate is Hellsing's Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, as Brotherhood was to the first Fullmetal Alchemist. So basically, I think Ultimate covers the content of the manga better, possibly. That's always been my impression and guess. I could be wrong. But it doesn't really matter until more episodes come out here, because we've been waiting for a long time for other US releases. Genion only released the first 4 episodes of that, of course. And I didn't get to those yet, but I figured, well, that was the reason that I'm watching it, is because a friend recently got a copy, and I've just been rewatching the series as he's been watching it for the first time, and this is probably pretty good. We'll start a Hellsing Ultimate, from my collection pretty soonish. Hopefully this week, maybe not, you never know. That's not to set things in stone, but that's the plan. And truth is I've only watched each of the Hellsing Ultimate episodes once, but I've seen Hellsing a couple times, and there's some interesting things I'm noticing about it this time, but for the most part, I'm not sure if I have too much of an opinion that's not obvious, other than what kind of made Hellsing so neat was just it's very interesting characters. But I want to see more Hellsing Ultimate, and I have to wait on that, unfortunately. I also watched all of Season 1 of K-On! That includes the 2 extra episode things, I guess, which happened after the end of the series, the Lighthouse thing and the thing before that, which was maybe another training camp? I can't recall. And I guess my motivation for rewatching that was just that I had been watching Breaking Bad, and K-On! Was something I could throw into the Blu-ray player that I've been curious about rewatching, since part of me wants to evaluate the watchability of that series, and it is actually kind of hard to tell. It is very enjoyable for me to watch, but how enjoyable other people would find watching, I realized, is kind of hard to tell. Not that that stopped me from watching and enjoying it. Neat little things here and there. It's just fun to watch, or at least it has been for me. And appropriately enough, watching it this weekend is probably good for preparing to watch Season 2, which just arrived today. And that's probably what I'm going to throw in the Blu-ray player after I record these videos. Alright, so now the 2 new things I watched. First of all, there was Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, and I thought that was actually pretty spectacular. It would be my favorite Fate Stay or Fate / blank yet. Now, let me see. For those of you who haven't seen any Fate stuff, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works would probably be the worst way to get into it. Fate Zero would be good from an execution point of view, but bad from a if you're ever going to be interested in Fate Stay Night point of view, because Fate Zero deals with a lot of spoilers. You know, it just kind of puts spoilers from Fate Stay Night out in the open, saying yes, here they all are. So unfortunately, Fate Stay Night, the first anime, may be the ideal way to do it, and I have to say that I didn't necessarily walk away from that one with a very high opinion of certain characters. It's not a super low; it's just a pretty average opinion, which could probably get on a lot of people's nerves of a lot of the characters, what they do, what they say, what they think. Um, and what made Unlimited Blade Works interesting is that while some of that was still there, it was also doing a much better job of making certain characters interesting. And unfortunately, you can't use Unlimited Blade Works as a proper introduction to the series because it doesn't explain things very well. So it's definitely very much for people who are already kind of understanding what all's in there, what's going on, and who don't need things explained to them. Just a rudimentary attempt, which is basically all the movie did. But as for the content covered, it was very interesting. Things that maybe had been hinted on before and I hadn't picked up on, and twists I didn't expect because I had seen older stuff, and overall I thought it was a pretty enjoyable movie. I'm not sure if I could say much more than that without spoiling anything else, so now we go on to the real big one, which I'm going to have to try extra hard to think about without spoiling, and that's I've finished watching Madoka Magica, and I think my head's done spinning ish. It it didn't leave my head spinning the first time I watched it, but I've shown the last 4 episodes to somebody else. I've poked around at all the other episodes. I started reading the wiki stuff, and it's I'm actually really quite I think it was a very satisfying series. I was a bit wondering how I felt about the ending at first, but I think I appreciated it a lot better, understanding better the ramifications of how it all, how what happened at the end resulted in what happened at the end. And even more appreciation for everything earlier in the series that built up to it, and it's made the series have a bit more of an emotional impact flipping through and rewatching it. And I think that's a mark of a really well made series. So I'm going to let my mind try and calm down a bit, but I will probably put that up there on my list of most favorite anime ever. Possible. And try not to burn myself out on watching too much of it or something. Which I got plenty of other stuff to watch, or hopefully that will be a non-issue. But yeah, it's been really nice. Just reading more detail into it than I picked up, realizing things I missed, ideas I missed. That was one nice thing about the Madoka Magica wiki. I think it's called Puella Magi Wikia or something like that. The way it's designed, it looks like it's holding on to a lot of the speculation people had as the series progressed. Sometimes explicitly marking stuff that was known wrong, and others that were right, and stuff that's unconfirmed either way. And other times, you just read it and it's like, you kind of, even if you missed that initial round of just everybody speculating about it, you can revisit that now thanks to the way that wiki is set up. I'm not quite sure how long it'll be that way, but if you can get a chance to watch Madoka, you can probably watch all of it and then go poke around that wiki. There are some things to be wary of, and that's it looks like there's other Madoka content. I don't know if that's more manga or visual novels or games or what. Because I know there's a game, but I don't know how much information from there ultimately would be things you wouldn't want spoiled. So, I guess there's still a reason to be careful around there if you want to. I just don't care about a lot of that stuff because, hopefully, without proper context for most of it, whenever they do get anime adaptations, and then a year or two I have to wait for them to be released here, I won't remember a damn thing. So that's my plan. I guess I can't think of anything else to talk about. So, there we go. That's pretty much what I watched. I do want to watch some of the stuff that still came out within the past couple of weeks and stuff that came out this week. So there's going to definitely be an attempt to watch anime, but at the same time, there's a part of me that wants to finish up games that I've started but never finished, such as Skyward Sword, which I mentioned I fired up again and finally got the shield I've been intending to get. So that'll happen when it happens. We'll see what this week's like.